Thank you for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm going to use The Art of Love Tarot by Denise Jarvie, artwork by Tony Carmine Salerno. There's the full box, but if you want that information, there it is. The website for this one, I want to say it's Blue Angel. BlueAngelOnline.com. It's there at the bottom. Feel free to check that out if you're interested. Supportive Oracle Cards, Magical Spell Cards by Lucy Cavendish. Hopefully you can see the spelling for that too if you want to. This is illustrated by Jessie Reish, which is at the top of the orange. And the website is at the bottom, hayhouse.com. Feel free to check that out if you're interested. And finally, I use the Dungeons and Dragons dice is what they are. They're metal. It's there. It's Amazon.com if it focuses. If it decides to focus. Is it doing it? Maybe. I use the 20-sided one for the Major Arcana. There's 21 in the Major Arcana, but I just use the 20-sided dice. For the Minor Arcana, I use these 4-sided dice to decide the suit, and then I use the 12-sided dice for which number card, which only goes up to Knight, but still, that's how I use it. Anything else? I think we're good. All right, hopefully that helps, and let's get into your reading. Hello, Aries. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. This reading is valid for whenever you come to it. That being said, what do we have for Aries? I'm more light-handed than the other one. I just did Sag, and everything was so held down. And yours is more relaxed, more fluid. Which I was thinking it might be a fire thing. But no, yours is more... Your energy is more free at the moment, which is good. We like that, right? I would say Aries is more of a free energy. What's coming forward is a good question. The need to let go of disappointments from the past. Okay, so... Excuse me. You got something from the past is kind of... I feel like it's going to come back up. Not in the sense of like you don't know how you feel, because you know how you feel. You clearly know how you feel. But it's almost like maybe it's something you don't think of very often, or it's kind of like, well, I don't think I'm going to have to deal with that person, so I don't really care. And then it's like, oh crap, now I have to deal with them, now I care. Or it's kind of like, I don't think of them too often, so I don't let what they do bother me. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, here we are again with them. Here we go. It's one of those things. This is an energy you seem to be very blocked off from because of that. Which I feel like makes sense. It makes sense why you would block that energy. I don't like that energy. It's disappointed me in the past. There's whatever you don't like about it, you don't like about it. Boof, block. I understand it. They're also saying, though, this is going to cause a problem. This is going to cause you an issue. And it's coming up. What is that? The Three of Pentacles, which is an interesting version. I don't know if it looks like that to other people, but these two things down here look like lungs to me for some reason. And I feel like what they're saying is kind of like, let's breathe. Let's relax. Let's have control of the situation. Let's not let the situation control us. And you got the Hermit here. No, Hierophant. I almost feel like I hate hearing it, but I feel like I've heard it before. Let's control the situation. Let's not let the situation control us. It makes sense, right? I feel like it makes sense. Or let's at least, like, it may not be, like, you may not have control of the actual situation, but you have control about how you react to it and how you handle it. Maybe that's more the direction we want to go with that. Let's just not let the situation happen and just be reactive. Let's be proactive. You know, that type of thing. Because whoever this is, there's a valid reason where you're just like a no. There's a valid reason for it. Not at all contesting that. But by having that reaction, that response, it does block you from things that you should have as well. It's blocking you from some positive energy. It's blocking you from some type of success you could have. Doesn't mean you have to like whatever, whoever this is, but don't let it create, don't let it create damage to your future. That's all. Breathe, pull it back. I know I've mentioned this in other videos. Paul McKenna, How to Mend Your Broken Heart. There's exercises to pull back your energy so that you can react the way you want to, not just have your natural. Especially like if this person, you've caught them in lies in the past. Aries has no time for liars. I'm not saying you should, but if you're able to bring that energy down and not get triggered by it, if that's possible, you can react the way you want to, not the way you just usually do. Aries has no time for liars. I know that. And again, I'm not saying you should, but like it's reacting in a way that works for your benefit, not just kind of like, because I feel like Aries just has this issue with liars, like that just like hits the button. You have no time for it, no tolerance for it. And I'm not saying you should. And I can feel that energy, kind of like, oh, I'm not going to put up with that. Nor should you, but see it for what it is, and don't let it like manipulate you to its advantage, because sometimes people do that. They know how you're going to react, and they just kind of set it up to go to their advantage. Don't let that happen. That's, you know what I mean? They know you're going to get ticked. They know you're going to call them out, and then you're going to like probably have some energy behind it when you do. And they're going to set it up like, Aries is always beastly to me. Aries is always so mean to me. And then they do this in front of people, and then for a valid reason, you tell them off. But then they're like, see, I told you, see how mean the Aries is? I mean, like, I just misspoke. I just forgot about that. I didn't realize, like, I didn't get a chance to even correct myself. Look how they just did it. Meanwhile, you know the history with this person. And that whole bucket of wax. All right, I feel like I'm going to just start ranting about whoever this person is. So are we connecting to something specific? I don't know. We're going to let that go, because that's not helping. We don't want to have those type of reactions. We don't. If we can avoid it, we want this to go to your advantage. So, for example, if this is a person who does lie, you still want to call that out, but you want to have control over it to kind of like, all right, you said that. This isn't true, and this is why it isn't true, and I think we've had this problem multiple times before, without like just putting the facts, like this is the fact of what you're doing now, and here's what in the past is over here, and that's why I don't like it, and this is what you're usually doing. This is just like you to do this. But we want to have like a controlled response where it's in your benefit, not to theirs. You know what I mean? Paul McKenna, big help for that. I'm just saying. Use it myself all the time. Because going forward, this person is on your path, and I feel like it's probably that liar energy, because I feel like that would easily trigger you. I really do. Most Aries get triggered by that. I could be wrong, but I really do feel like a lot of Aries get triggered by that very easily. You got to be careful to pull back. Keep a lighthearted energy. Keep an eye on what's going on, but don't let people know that you're being triggered. And kind of pull that energy back a bit. Keep it under your control. That strategic side of Aries needs to come in full force, because you're playing the long game here. Say what you need to say, but let the energy pass as if it doesn't bother you that much. Let the energy. Be careful not to get into your normal energy, which is valid, but I'm getting like that side of it where you call something out and the energy blows people out of the water. In this situation, won't go to your benefit. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying it's not going to help you. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I have some Aries in my chart, and I know what I've done. And I know what I've done. I'm just saying. I know what I've done. So I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying it's not going to work to your benefit. There's that. How to make this work to your benefit is ironic. It's very ironic. It might be difficult. Might be. Let's go a little farther first. Two of Pentacles and the Death card reversed. Okay. Ironically, just protect yourself. If you're dealing with a liar, just protect yourself. Just keep your stuff careful. Just keep your stuff away from them. Let other people figure it out for themselves. Other people want to give that person a chance? Let them. Let them. Because I feel like you're going to give your 2 cents. Just give it controlled, strategically, Long-term game, remember that. So for example, this person comes in, they're giving misinformation. You just you call it out, like, no, that's not what's really going on here. This is what's really going on. And then they trip over themselves. Oh, that's right. I didn't have a chance to correct myself. It's been a busy day, blah, 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 blah. And you can let these other people know whenever you feel necessary. Well, we've had this issue a few other times, and this person, they misspeak a lot. They just have a tendency to do that. So for me, for the Aries energy, I'm not going to deal with that. I'd rather do it myself than have this person help me, because they're not reliable, whether it's honest or not. And I feel like you're going to choke on that word. Like, yeah, they're honest. It's not helpful, and it's damaging to the situation, so I don't want to work with it. But if you want to go and check it out, and you want to give that person a chance, you go ahead and do that. Whoever this person is, you go right ahead, and I hope it works. You know what? And if you find different, let me know, and I will be willing to change my mind on the situation, because they're not good. They'll find out. Let them find out. Do your best just to stay out of the situation. The Seven of Swords. In fact, if they don't want to hear it, if this other person that you're calling out, this liar, the liar saying what they're saying, this other person's like, Aries, you got to give people a chance. Hey, you go ahead. You give them a chance. Let me know how it works out. And if you find that they're doing a good job, I will admit my wrong. And just step back and just give them a couple months. Maybe you might want to make that point, but it's going to be 2 months before I give you 2 months. If you're right, then I will admit that I'm wrong. Because they're going to find out that you were right. You got the Seven of Swords, stepping out of it. You might not even want to say that much. Think about who you're talking to, because it depends on what you're dealing with. You might just be like, all right, they want to give them a chance. Let me just step away from it and let them find out for themselves. Let them find out for themselves, and they will find out that there's a reason that you don't want to deal with that energy. Don't be over vocal with it, which is ironic, but that's what they're saying. Because what's going to happen is whoever this person is that you don't want around you, they're going to fail, albeit miserably, and then they're going to leave. So if this is a work situation, this might be a blunder that you might have worked with this person for 5 or more years. This will be the blunder where they just, like, it's just really, like, they realize they have to go. They'll find a job somewhere else, they'll leave. They'll be gone. Especially if you step back and you won't even factor into it, they have nobody to blame. You know what I mean? Just step right out of it. Step right away from it. This will be the end of them. They'll fail, albeit miserably, but they will fail. And it won't... I feel like you'll move on from it fairly quickly. This person is going to fail either way. It's just you staying away from it and staying detached from it. You don't get dragged down into the situation. So take it with a grain of salt. Like I was talking about that, like you giving your opinion selectively. Like you don't want to give it in a group of people, like selectively to people you think it matters to. That whatever you're blocking, you don't want to be a part of. Just stay out of just dismiss yourself from that situation, because they're going to fail pretty bad this time. Other people need to see the truth about who this person is. I feel like those people, they're going to realize that you tried to give your 2 cents. In fact, by stepping out of the situation, you might not verbally say anything, but I feel like when you actually step out of the situation, people are going to realize that you stepped out for a good reason, and people are going to like come towards you and kind of like want to gravitate towards you more, because success is more around you because you connect with the correct people. So it'll work to your advantage. Is there anything I'm missing with that ending? The person you're blocking is coming into the situation. They are going to fail miserably. I don't think you're going to be shocked about that. The thing is, just detach yourself from it. Dismiss yourself from it. They need to fail. They need to fail to solve the situation. I don't know what else to say about it. Which is an ironic way to solve the situation, but they need to, and it'll solve it. Are we good? Good. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.